So now I'd like to come up and invite Viola Lechner to present on Unpaid Caregiver Project.
And thank all of you for giving me the opportunity to share with you my interest in trying to help unpaid family caregivers of a sick or disabled adult. In order to do that, I depend on partnerships to help me, reasons I'll explain a little further in the talk. In addition to the partnerships, and anybody here who is interested in this topic, please see me afterwards. Besides the partnerships, money helps, and also forming an advisory board and a fiscal sponsor for a grant. The reason that I'm involved in caring about their loved ones is because I cared for my husband for about 18 years before he passed away about 3 years ago. And it was the hardest job I've ever had. And as you notice on the slide, a national study reported that 40% of the caregivers in that report said the experience was highly successful. And for African Americans and Hispanics, they report even higher burdens, as you see on the slide in back of me. I estimate there are about 1,500 unpaid family caregivers in the city of Coatesville, and I want to help them. The challenge that we have is to find a way to support caregivers who really want to do what they're doing, and it benefits not only the loved one, but the society in general. But at what cost? We don't want it to be an overwhelming burden on them financially, emotionally, and physically. When you look at, well, what's available out there for caregivers, it's pretty limited on the government and the federal, state, and local level. In addition to that, caregivers sometimes not even aware of services that could be available in their own community. And finally, there can be well-known, as in other fields, access issues and trust issues. My solution is multifaceted. I'm a social worker, so we look at things like that. And the first step is to develop a survey and find out from the survey what are the needs of the family caregivers. And I do that with the help of my partners. It is through the work organizations, the religious organizations, that I'm able to connect with them because they helped get out that survey. In addition to that, I convene focus groups. That's a more intimate setting where you can follow up with maybe clarifying issues that came up in the survey. But most importantly is that I offer my own services to help them in the here and now start a support group. I was in one and still in one for the last 4 years, and it's been enormously helpful to me. In addition to that, I've developed a one-page list of community services for caregivers. During break, if you go to the back, you will find that list. And please take it if you think it's relevant to a caregiver that you might know. In addition to that, in the back, you will see that there's a QR code, and that gives caregivers a way to also handle the survey. And advocacy and submitting a grant proposal is also very important. The timeline that you see in front of you is very straightforward, but my wish is that I can bring together community leaders and we can come up with some practical, cost-effective solutions to Coatesville caregivers. Regarding finances, they are modest, and the labor is intense, but it's so important to me to connect with caregivers because of my own experience. On our team, I have a wonderful woman with us today, Lauren Smith. She's helping me move forward on continuing to reach out with additional partners. And as you can see on the list, I already have 4. And thanks to the Second Baptist Church, 9 surveys have come in to date, and I'm trying to get up to 90 to 100. So I sure need partners, and I hope that you connect with us today. And I'm done. Yay! Oh, yeah, I forgot. Well, at least I didn't forget some other important things.
Excellent presentation. Also, the first presentation was excellent. I don't want to say one was excellent. They're all excellent, right? And I'm going to tell you they're all going to be excellent. But your work is so important. So often, the person delivering the care, they fall ill.
Yep.
Just one thought in this present age. I mean, what is the real definition, or what is the operational definition of a caregiver? You don't have to answer.
Right.
I think it's something that we really should look at. In many cases, you may have one parent overseeing whole families.
Yep.
And we're talking about serious issues, health challenges
Yep.
to that one person. So that's a different image from years ago, where you literally have one person overseeing a whole family,
Yep.
a mom and dad, and
Yeah, that came through in the National Caregiver Survey, especially among African American families and Hispanic families. And sometimes you even have younger kids helping out to care for a grandparent who is living with the family.
Well, you're on top of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're speaking my language. I am now taking care of my mom who has Alzheimer's.
Oh,
And
great.
Linwood hit the nail on the head because I've had some health issues myself. So as the caregivers, we do neglect what we're supposed to be doing, and it feels like all of my time goes to her. I wouldn't have it any other way, but I certainly applaud you for the work that you're doing.
Oh, thank you very much. And the survey, which I hope you might scan today, goes over health stressors, financial stressors, and overall well-being, besides looking at trying to balance work and caregiving. So there's multiple issues that are covered in the survey, and anybody who wants to try to take the survey, it only takes about 15 minutes. But you can not only help me reach out to caregivers, but to help others too. Thank you very much.
Viola, thank you and for all the work that you guys are doing. It is so critical. I just was wondering, are the surveys as they're coming in, will you be the one, will you be analyzing them, somebody analyzing them? And then how will
Well,
the results be distributed?
First of all, I'm 80 years old and I'm just learning my way around technology, and I didn't know what a QR code was 3 weeks ago. So I'm getting educated quickly. But I use SurveyMonkey. And so when somebody goes to this paper that's in the back that you'll see a QR code, just use your phone and you can scan that. Automatically the survey pops up. And then SurveyMonkey keeps track of everybody, and you can get an analysis. If you pay more money, you can get a more sophisticated analysis. And so those costs were listed in my financial costs, but you can see it's fairly modest. But that's a big help. But many people don't like, especially if they're older, doing it online, and so that's why today I even brought some surveys with the self-addressed stamped envelope. So if you can see I'm an advocate here. to take it home, fill it out, and mail it back to me. Mm-hmm.